Do you think that everything should be fun?
Oh, it's a great question. Um, it really depends on how we're talking about the word fun, right? So, breaking my leg, not fun. But uh, choosing a powerful mindset in that experience, settling myself down so the pain is excruciating, but maybe slightly less excruciating. Um, Taking care of myself, communicating my needs, appreciating the people that are helping me, um, focusing on recovering as so it's so I casually use the word fun a lot, and a lot of the times that's actually a really good word for the way I feel most of the day. And other times when it's something that's a little more challenging like that, a word like fun doesn't quite fit. Fun
Mm,
feels a little too surface. It's more like um, it's like it's like challenge and satisfaction and like a good like workout session or a good there's times when we have this primal hunger to bang, for like things to be to kind of hurt, or like if you ever get like deep tissue massage, it was like, oh, it
mm,
hurt. They call it like delicious discomfort,
mhm,
right? So that's absolutely a part of um, life experience that's really good. And but here's the thing: this is Joseph Campbell would say this. That's the most important time to say yes to it. Like, oh, this didn't turn out, the relationship didn't turn out, the money didn't turn out, whatever. Yes, yes. What was my role in it happening that way? How did I create this life for myself? Yes, I embrace it. Yes, and there is a fun in that, but it's more of a it's like a vitality. It's like it's like a craving and a lust for life is sort of are words that are kind of better than the word fun. Um, all that being said, though, um, when writing stories, and developing stories and then telling them at scale, I don't. There's times when you need a little bit of that sort of like let's get in here and
mm,
like explode it. But for the most part, like 95% of the time, it's easy breezy, playful. It feels like when you use the system that I lay out, it's working when it feels like it's writing itself. It's like
mm,
you're not doing it, just comes. The ideas just come. It's easy, effortless, flow. Um, and when you're not in that state, um, you're just not developing as powerfully as you could or as quickly as you could. It's
mm.
not wrong. It's just so. But the people that are like hard work and blah blah blah. My feeling is they are, if they're successful and they're saying that, they're successful despite that that energy. They're actually driving with the brakes on and still succeeding, which is pretty amazing. When
Mm.
you drive with the brakes off, you're in a flow state. You're more intuitive. Things just happen. It's easier, and always it can be like that. Even if you're in a situation where, again, if it's writing a story, if you actually, if there's a physical breaking, you have a breakup, you have somebody dies, or things like that. But even there's ways to sort of to lean into your mindset choices and saying, how am I going to deal with this loss? How
Mm.
am I going to deal with this pain? How am I going to deal with this, pandemic? How am I going to deal with levels of conflict? Um, we have way more choices to deal with it than we realize. And actually, let me say one more thing.
Mhm, of course.
Getting back, kind of tying back to the education, because I've been beaten up on the effectiveness of traditional education, and yet tying two ideas we've talked about together. The idea of it doesn't matter what we do; it's chopping wood, carrying water. That's the deeper meaning. So if you go through a traditional educational system when they're telling you what to do and when to do it, again, I think it's a terrible idea, but you still have the power to decide how you study that bullshit thing that you're not interested in and how you sort of show up in the world. So you we have way more power of our internal mindset choices than we realize. And if they taught that in school, that would be better. But in fact, what I would do when I was in school is I would draw, I would doodle. and it was fun. It was so like I found fun within the BS
Mm,
containers that they had sat for me, and that was the real value. That had significant value of me claiming a moment by moment experience of being alive in my artistry and my doodles that felt soulful.